Hi guys, Rob Lester here from Lester Bathrooms. Thank you for taking the time to check out our channel where we're all about bathrooms, and in today's video I'm going to be putting up this small medicine cabinet and showing you a step-by-step guide how to mount it onto these tiles. These are sort of standard fittings for us, universal fittings, so I'll take you through that step by step and hopefully it'll be easy as pie. Let's check it out. Okay, so before we get into the video, if you could please consider subscribing to this channel. There's a subscribe button down here, and like this video, it really helps me create content to help you with your projects. So please consider that, subscribe down here. So tools for this job, we've got our medicine cabinet here, which I think is about 500 by 500 by 700. These are the brackets that come with it, so I'll show you that in more detail in a sec. Hammer, Phillips screwdriver, tape measure, pencil, some 6mm raw plugs, spirit level, and a drill with a 6.5mm bit in there. I'll make a video about how to drill a tile, and I'll put a link here for ceramic and porcelain, so follow that link if you want an in-depth view how to drill certain types of tiles. But that's all you need to add on. Of course, you need a Star Wars dust sheet to be able to put over this area so you don't damage your sanitary ware, and it must have at least one stormtrooper on, and it must have Boba Fett on, which is down here, so get yourself one of those before you start. Okay, right, let's take a look at the cabinet in more detail. So this is our medicine cabinet that we'll be using, and the first thing I tend to do when I'm putting up any cabinet in a bathroom or illuminated mirror with the door on is get the door off, because this adds a considerable amount of weight to the unit. So if you're holding it up, it just helps to have a little bit less weight. So this is on some popped hinges, so you just go to the back and pop those out. Other hinges might have a screw going through the centre. You just unscrew those and take those off. That door can come out of the way because that is quite a lump on its own. And there we have the unit. So if we have a look at the back of the unit, this is a fairly standard type of fixings as we see in most bathroom units like this, or wall hung units. And you've basically got, let's bring out a little bit closer, you've basically got a bracket like this. This sometimes will come loose in a box like that, so you have to engage it into these 4 holes here and then flip the lever down to lock it in place. And it has little hooks here, so they correspond with our brackets that go on the wall, and they'll hook over the top of it like that. And then they'll have 2 adjustment points here, which are accessed from inside the cupboard. So that can come out or at it as well. So we'll have 2 screws. The top one is to adjust the bracket in and out like that, and the bottom one is to go up and down. So once we get it on the wall, we can adjust it to get it level, and then the top one, the final one, will screw that in, and that'll hold it, bang it hard to the wall and keep it nice and tight. So let's offer it up on the wall, see where we roughly want it, and we can get our positioning from there. So full disclosure here, I've had this cabinet on this wall before, and I had it nice and low because this is a children's bathroom, so they could reach everything they need. Now they are in their mid-teens, they've all overtaken me, and it could do with just going up a little bit to give us more access into the sink when brushing teeth, etc. So I just thought I'd show you guys how I'm going to do it and start from scratch. So this is normally the point. If I'm at work, I would run down to the customer and say, can you come and have a little look at this unit? I want to see the height, because with mirrors or cabinets, I tend to check with the customer every time, just to make sure they're happy with the height of everything. So I will get this up on the wall in a rough position of where I want it. I'm going to have it quite high, so I'd like it not too far away from the extractor really, but not touching it. So somewhere sort of there I think is a nice height. And then what I'll do is mark the top edge there, and then I can start getting everything all marked out from that point. Okay, let's get some dimensions on the wall. So we've got our height established, which is here, which is off the top of the unit. Now we want to have a centre line coming down the middle so we can get our measurements back from there. So we need to decide where we want that. Do we want it pushed over to the right hand side to give a bit more space for the toothbrush charger? Do we want it completely central, or just make your mind up how you want it centralised? I think I'm going to pick a point from the edge of this trim rather than this edge. I'm going to go from the edge of the trim to this wall and make a centre point there. So we've got roughly 66.4, so 33.2 is our centre line. 332. Get our centre line there. Just double check that. Okay, and we'll get a level line down there now. We only need to go down a short way because the brackets will only be sort of this distance from the top of the cabinet. So we've got our level line now. We can go to the back of the unit and take some measurements of where the brackets actually are. So we've got the back of the unit here for a little closer look. What I will do now is offer a bracket in position like that and draw the centre line of the screw holes so you can see the distance between there, and that's what we need to measure. So we know we need to have that roughly about 83 millimeters down from the top. So 83 millimeters down from the top, we'll go up to our top measurement and mark that on the wall, 83. Now I'm going to measure this point from the inside of the unit where the edge of the brackets will be. For instance, edge of there and the edge of there, and we'll measure that. We'll take that inner measurement, which is 36 centimeters, 360 millimeters, and that is 83 millimeters down. So we can transfer those measurements up onto the wall, and then we can hold up our brackets and measure and mark our screw holes. Okay, we've got our 83 down, and then we can measure our 360, so half of 36 is 18. I will just put a little mark there, and another little mark there. Just make sure my maths is correct because I got an F in school. Okay, that's fine. So what we'll do now is take our spirit level, and we'll take that mark and run that across from point to point. Now this is the line for our screw holes, so we only need a little line there and a little line there, and that's our edge to edge and screw holes down. Then we can take our bracket, we can hold it on that line. I probably wouldn't go exactly, if you can see that, on the line of the unit, because we want a little bit of tolerance. So come a couple of millimeters away from that line. We've got plenty of play on the hanging brackets, and then we can mark that, and then we can mark, same this side, come a couple of millimeters away from the edge, that and that. So that's our 4 holes we have there, and then we can go ahead and drill that now. So we have 4 holes drilled. I'll put a link in the description of this video about how to drill porcelain tiles. There was a link earlier on, but I'll put a link in the description as well, because these are porcelain, they're tough as old boots. So I've done a video on explaining how to do that. It's in the description. So I've put the plugs in as well, but a little tip here with any tile is I'm going to use a 50mm screw for this occasion. I think that's more than enough to hold these brackets on, but just knock the plug through the tile a little bit. Just helps, it stops. What you don't want to happen is you don't want the plug expanding in the tile and cracking it, especially if you're on a 90 degree, you've got a weak spot through here, could crack that. So we'll just knock that through a little bit just before it goes through the back of the tile. I like to see it in there, a few millimeters at least. So just knock that through, Not all the way, I'll just grab the camera in a second and show you. And that one. Just quickly grab that and show you what that looks like. So just knocking it through just 3 or 4 millimeters, just so it doesn't crack the tile. Now we can get our brackets and our screwdriver and our screws, and we can just screw those up. Don't worry too much if you put the brackets up and they're they look a bit twisted to each other, because there's plenty of adjustment on the back of this unit on those brackets to take it up and down. So that's the 2 brackets up there nice and secure. The last thing I do now is probably get a cloth, wipe off any pencil marks that might be visible when you put the unit back on, and then we're ready to have a look at the unit again. So just looking at the unit once again, we might want to just offer these brackets a little bit past the unit, so when we hang it we can tell it's being hung. So go to your adjustment, and if you can see that in there, there's a top and a bottom screw. Just loosen that top screw off, which is on this one anti-clockwise. I'll turn it this way and you can see the bracket just dropping out like that. Peepo. Same with the other side, just loosen it off so it's proud, just so when you hang it on the wall you know it's hung. And then we can offer it up. Up we go. Give it a little pull just to make sure it's there, and I'll just bring the camera around so you can see that it's hung. You can see, just see the brackets in there. There you go. Okay, last thing to do then is to just level it. So I would tend to put a level, it just got to come up a little bit on that corner. So grab your screwdriver once again, and this time it is the bottom nut that adjusts the level up and down. So start screwing that in. Anti-clockwise will take it down and clockwise will take it up. And there we go. Lovely. And then just adjust this top screw and pull that side to the wall. Nice and tight. And then obviously this side. And you'll see that's pulled that nice and tight to the wall. Okay, and that's solid. Right, then we can put back our cover caps. There and there. And we can put our shelves and doors back in. We drop our shelf back in. Drop our door back on. I always start with the bottom one and you'll feel a little click. Same as the top. Click. And there we have it. Medicine cabinet all put up for you. Okay. So guys, I hope that's been a helpful and useful video for you. This is the way we put up all of our cabinets and illuminated mirrors in our bathrooms. So check out the rest of our channel where we've got lots of little bathroom hints and tips and makeovers. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, and we'll see you on the next. Thank you. Bye.